Hello everyone, so this is going to be a performance review on your new hyperdunk 11s rather than your average pickup review which everybody has now on YouTube on the hyperdunk BG. Was going to pick them up, couldn't because I live in Australia and East Bay sold out, so I was going to pick them up to play them anyway, so just picked these ones up at my local Foot Locker for discounted price, which is good, always a good thing. So played in them today for about half an hour in game time. Wandering around the house 2-3 hours yesterday, just running around, jumping around, doing whatever to them, just like usual stuff, walking in them, just in the house. And yeah, they at first, like, because I actually just won them first time yesterday, wandering around the house and stuff, so I found them pinching on the lace part. Turn the light off, might be better. Because when you run, obviously this will fold, and when it folds, this material, this mesh, where the mesh and the plastic is fused together, obviously some of them are going to fold inwards, so like this, I don't know, like this way, and there's going to be a couple of them because that's really strapped onto your feet, right? So that stuff is pinching because it's like plastic. It's like the old ones, like the 2010 ones which I have here. Like, you know how you used to pinch here because the plastic is so hot, like tough, the first few times you wore them. These on here are like just on the lace parts, the lace loop line parts. And other than that, no other pinching, no other uncomfortable stuff on here. And the obvious difference on these are the breathability, because whole mesh, breathability probably 9.5, because like obviously I'm a foot sweater, if you get a foot sweater, and there wasn't much sweat on my feet, like on the socks either. So obviously these are great in the breathability department. Fitting wise, still a little bit weird for my foot, maybe because it's my foot. It's I wear 10 and a half, and I'm slightly flat-footed, and my foot is kind of like a little bit thicker than your average foot, like this way thicker, and it's slightly wider as well. So my big toe was right in the middle, like where it sticked up. So there was a little bit of gap here, like on the side, where it still causes a little bit of slip, but it's not really noticeable for myself. But my foot was pushing against the side wall, the outer wall of the shoe, so my pinky was being crushed or ride over the top, so like sort of like this way, if you could imagine. And other than that, the arch support here, it's much better than the old ones. The old ones were kind of just flat, and these ones are slightly higher, but it's nothing like you're running, like your lunar glides. They're nothing like, not the dynamic support stuff. So, but other than that, it's still pretty good. It's a decent support, I guess you can say. Yeah. The lining on these are way smoother than your old ones. Your old ones are like rough. I don't know. You can see I turn the light on. The rough. I don't know what the fuck these are called. Like mesh, I guess, or I don't know, rough mesh. These are smooth lining. And the old ones it might be because the heel counter or the material in the lining, it, like this area here, it really scratches my Achilles or my heel, and it keeps scratching, and eventually skin just rips. And it might be because the new ones has those extended bulb thingies, so to stop your foot from slipping out. That might be one of the reasons, but other than that, these are really smooth, really comfortable. And one major thing I noticed is this notch. This used to be the notch or ankle area where the foot is. These were killer. Like, it kills your ankles. Like, these, when you lace them up properly, like, these things just scratched. Like, it keeps on scratching, and like the same thing with the heel. It scratches the skin as well, and hurts for like at least 2 or 3 days. And now I don't have that problem because I have new ones. So the heel counter, obviously, this is softer. It might be, and also due to a reason that might cause my heel from scratching, might be one of the reasons. And this, it's much softer rather than the old one. It's just like a piece of plastic. It's just like boom, it's whacked on. It's not that type of thing. It's much softer. And next thing is the shank. This carbon fiber look-alike shank here. Because of the 3D geometry thing that they did, this does not bend at all. And maybe because this is my first wear, so no bending, which is great. Doesn't cause any or much of like uncomfortableness type thing. Next thing is the zoom. Really noticeable for me is the ball area, the pivot area of the zoom. See how there is I don't know if you can see that. Maybe turn the light off. There's the outsole, the window, and then there's like the midsole, and then goes into the zoom. I don't know if that's the outsole or the midsole, whatever it is, but there is space. There is a space from the window to the zoom, which is really big, and I think that would be the reason why when I push off, it kind of really goes onto the ground. Like, it really goes really low and then pushes off, rather than the old ones, like the old hyperdunks. These are filled in with rubber stuff. It's just normal flatness. Like, if you imagine just like the floor, it's like just push off. But these ones, where the window is, it pushes like your ball of your foot goes into the floor, like slightly lower than your outer part, and then pushes off. So this is a slightly weird feeling for me because I'm not used to that kind of thing. But the heel zoom, still the same thing. It's comfortable, and the transition from heel to foot rides pretty good. So traction as well on these, I would say give it 8 to 9, because I was playing on laminated floors and it's a little bit dusty. It causes a little bit of slip, but on like other parts of the court where there's like better surface area, they really grip, like they really screeched, sort of thing. So, and the next thing I noticed is the lace pressures. If Nike could replace these shitty laces with the old ones, Okay, I'll state the issue here. These laces, you probably can't see that. These are thin and tough, and they don't stretch. Notice here is like, this is normal, and this is with tension pulling. That's not much give. So that's why, like, when you lace these up properly, you can feel the laces on, and they kind of push again, like they push these plastic stuff against your foot. Whereas I've been wearing for 2-3 years now these Zoom BBs, which will come out again late this year, I believe, which I've read, but with fused material, not the leather stuff. These laces are like probably thicker and softer than these hyperdunk ones. They're thicker, and if you can see that here, this is normal under tension. See how much it stretches. If I could replace these on the hyperdunks, which I could do next week for the next game, it probably could be better. And also one noticeable thing, on the 2010s, you had the option of having an extra lace loop in this area here, so it really locks down the foot. These ones don't, and if you're used to having them really locked down, like, I'll tell you now, it'll be different on these, because you can feel them locked down on the front, and then this area here, it feels kind of floaty, if you can say, because there's gaps that's not really tight on your, I don't know, your front ankle bit here. So, but if you are worried about turning your ankle, there's no problems with it. Like, it won't turn your ankle or anything like that. So if you like, that's if you lace them up properly, like really tight. When I lace them up, they're like this, like yeah, pretty much like this. So there's not much gap in the middle here. And other than that, oh yeah, wow, I just noticed someone stood on my shoes. They must be wearing, I would say, Kobe, the new Kobe 6. The pattern looks like Kobe 6, if you can see that. I don't know, maybe. Nah, you probably can't see it, but anyway, yeah. So that's the end of the review. Any questions, PM me, leave a message, whatever. Much appreciated. Latest.